We all know it. And he has made us all very happy throughout his life. And over there, there's a couple of memory books to sign. And there are memories of Craig. And everybody sit back and enjoy the celebration of life of a wonderful person. Thank you. I'm Mary Bechtel. This is my husband Sid, and we have one other owner of the building. And isn't this a wonderful historic site? Thank you.
Yeah, what she said. If any of you get a chance, feel free to check out the Dragon's Lair. That's our new balcony upstairs, and it's a lot of fun too. So check it out if you get a chance. And we're all here for Craig and for Kathy too, wherever she went. And we just welcome you all. It's all going to be a wonderful time, and thank you for being here.
Hello and welcome. This is wonderful.
Okay, can't hear you, babe.
Can't hear me. Now, I will swallow the mic. Now, this is wonderful. It really is. I mean, I know all of you guys love Craig very much. And this is a good way just to celebrate him, his talents, his personality, his laughter, everything about him. So, I have some notes. So first of all, I do want to thank Sid and Mary. I mean, this is an awesome place. And when they heard that Craig had passed away, they immediately jumped up and said, "Will you please have it here?" And so this is how this came about.
Okay.
So a little bit of housekeeping. Food is in the back for anybody who doesn't know yet. We'll start the potluck when we start the open mic, which is after everybody has a chance to talk. There are bathrooms that are up the stairs over here in the corner. So go up the stairs, and there's a men's and a women's. Please mind your cell phones. Okay. Something I always forget. There. What else? Okay. Yes, there are memory books, a couple of books. So if you want to sign your name, if you want to add a little how you know Craig or any little funny story or anything like that, there's a couple of them. So you can just choose one and write a little note. Also, about 2.5, 3 years ago, we started a CD, which, as often happens, we just never finished. But this winter, it's my goal to finish both our Angel and Outlaw CD and his poetry CD. So if you're interested in either one of those, go ahead and put your name and your email on the list that's over here, and I'll let you know in the spring when those are done. And you might be interested. Let's see. And that's really about it for introductions. I will say, if you don't have a program, go ahead and pick one up, but don't read it because it's wrong. What can I say? I tried to be efficient, so I had them all printed a couple of weeks ago, and then as soon as they were printed, I changed it. So, just kind of follow along. Some of it will make sense and some of it won't.
That's fine.
So we're going to, I will say, when Craig and I were talking about putting all of this together, he said he really wanted to be here because it sounded like it was going to be a really good gathering, which it obviously is. I mean, look at everybody. This is wonderful. So I'm slipping in a couple of Craig's poems. Cool. So we're going to start with the one that all of you guarantee have heard before. It's called Brother Raven. So,
So this next poem is inspired by just flying down the highway and looking out ahead of me. I thought I saw something, but when I got there, it wasn't what I thought I saw, and I wrote a poem called Brother Raven. Cruising eastbound Utah 30 in the distance to my right, a hazy shape emerges through the thick air of twilight. A raptor sits upon a fence, plumage ruffled by the breeze. He is delicately balanced, wooden fence rail talons seize. It seems as though he owns the world, so elegant and regal. I wonder, could he be a falcon or possibly an eagle? I'm thinking he might be the czar of this desert haven. He could be that old trickster, you know, Brother Raven. He surveys his surroundings with ever watchful eye. If his interest should be piqued, he would then mount the sky. But as I'm rolling closer, an error does seem clear. What I thought I saw back there is not the same up here. No, flesh and feathers can't define this ebony scallywag. I am chagrined by my mistake. He's a tattered garbage bag.
okay. Yeah, the next one. So here's the first change in the program, well, the second change in the program. I was going to sing a song. I should have a program up here so I can follow it. But I was going to sing a song, and it's a really good song. It's one that Craig and I have sung at various memorials, and so I was going to do it solo because he's not here. And then I happened to get a copy of our upcoming CD, and we sang it together. And then I listened to some of the other songs on that CD, and so I decided to do a completely different CD or song that we sang together. So this particular song, I heard it and I played it for Craig to see if he wanted to sing it. And he said, "Oh, that's an awesome song." And he found a red envelope that happened to be left over from Valentine's Day, and he penned a fourth verse, which you will hear. You might be familiar with this song, but you will not be familiar with the fourth verse. He penned it, and it ties the two of us together. Are you ready? Okay. It's called The Cape.
Screwed his
darkens. So Craig wanted this to be not something sad and mournful, although, there's going to be some tears. But he wanted it to be happy. And so again, thank you for coming and thank you for sharing. And now I'm going to do a sad song. This is one that when Craig got his diagnosis and after the shock wore off, he started thinking about what his options were. And he had already been through so much that the option that he chose was to not fight, was to just let it go. 6.5 years ago, he had cancer and made it through that. 3 years ago, he had a pancreatitis and had a Whipple procedure, and he made it through that. And then about a year ago, he started just feeling poorly. He couldn't put his finger on it. He just didn't feel right. And it got a little bit worse each day. And then after 6 months of that, he got the diagnosis of cancer that was back in his bones and his liver. And at that point, he said, I'm done. So he heard this song, and he said he wanted to sing it to me. And then we listened to it. He heard just the first part of it, and then we listened to it together, the whole thing. And we thought at first it was sung by somebody who is dying. And as it turns out, it's actually sung by the person who's left behind. And it's called More to This. I've been thinking about dying and how that's gonna be. My skin and bones give up the ghost, and I finally feel my fragile soul, and all I am fall into mystery. I've been thinking about after, and all the folks I want to see. My neighbor says that this is it. My daughter says we live again. Most of the time I'm somewhere in between. Don't the question beg an answer? Don't a song beg this. Don't our tears beg for laughter? I promise I'll love you forever. So don't you dare tell me that there ain't more to this. There's more to this. And now I'm going to open the floor up to anybody who would like to come up and say a few words or a lot of words.
I found this piece just the other day, and it seemed very appropriate. Death is Nothing at All by Henry Scott Holland. Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I've only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I and you are you. And the old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we still are. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference in your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort, without the ghost of a shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is this death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of my mind because I am out of sight? I am but waiting for you for an interval somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. Nothing is hurt. Nothing is lost. One brief moment, and all will be as it was before. How we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again.
There's a lot of you there. I've known Craig for many, many years, kind of in the background. When he was a Royal Ranger commander at Christ Memorial Church, he taught my kids. And then a number of years later, I became an employee of Reliable Storage, where he was also an employee there. And that's when Craig and I got really close. we worked opposite weeks. So when I was off work, I would always stop by Fairgrounds to see Craig. And when he had a shop up in Kingston where I lived and worked, and he'd come see me. And I'm glad Jim's not here because we would talk for hours about anything and everything. And when he had his first surgery, I used to be a CNA. So I came in one time and he said, I need you to look at something. I think I might be dying. And I said, okay. And he says, take off your reliable storage hat and put your CNA hat on. And he lifts up his shirt and shows me the bag. And it was fine. I just said, it looks like you got a bit of an infection. You know, you need to go to the doctor. So then when he had his kidney stones, he said, look at this. And he had his kidney stone because it came in his bag. But, to tell on me a really embarrassing thing, but I know he's somewhere laughing at me right now. I had to have a colonoscopy. And half of you, most of you have been there, done that.
Yep.
I had nobody to take me, so who would I call? My buddy Craig. And he came up to Kingston, picked me up, took me to Silverdale to have my colonoscopy. Sat with me until they made him leave because I was really, really nervous about it. Afterwards, I think they'd given me too much, whatever they do. I was really loopy, okay? I was out of it. And afterwards, you know, they said, well, you can get dressed and go home now. I couldn't get dressed. And Kathy knows this story. I could not do one thing. And I was stripped down to nothing. So poor Craig had to help his co-worker get dressed. And he did tell me the next couple days, he says, you need a new bra, by the way. So he helped me get dressed, and we went out to the car. He got me some dinner or lunch, whatever it was. And we got back up to where I lived, and he walked me up the stairs, and he says, you know, I really think you need to go to bed. He helped me undress, put me to bed. And he said, by the way, call me tomorrow because I know more about the insides of you than you do. And so they thought we were partners and that was it. But the most precious thing that we talked about after his first surgery, he said, I'm planning to remain single the rest of my life. And I said, why in the world would you do that? And he said, well, look. And I said, you know what, Craig? Anybody, any woman would feel totally 100% awesomely blessed to be with you. And it wasn't more than maybe a month later, he called me and he says, I've met the love of my life. So, Kathy, we love you.
Is there anybody else?
Actually, where's Cameron? Are you upstairs?
Is somebody coming?
Did you want
Well, I'd like to say, take a look at the people that are here.
I love you. Thank you.
This is America. This is us. It's everybody. You know, the thing about Craig was he had his opinions, but he didn't need for you to have his opinion. You know, he was one of those guys that he just treated everybody good. And I think if a person has found God they love. I don't care how they got there. And I think Craig loved. So I think he found God. And he found Kathy. I used to say her picker was broke until she met Craig. That's all I got to say. He was just one heck of a guy.
So Craig was very fun, and I like him, and I like his playful comments, and I really miss him, and he was fun. And I miss him a lot.
I can probably speak from here, and I'm sure everybody can hear my voice. Everybody told that I said not a quiet voice, but I first met Craig and Kathy attending the sheriff's breakfast, and they asked if they could sit with me. And then one meeting became second meeting, then the other meeting became out at the casino when we were meeting out there. But Craig and Kathy found out later that they were actually neighbors of mine. We hadn't met yet that way, but we've gone ahead and been sharing our stories at the sheriff's breakfast. One day when Craig moved his shop down there to Highway 3, I stopped in, and he was busy with a hard hat on, and he was down grinding on one of the many propane tanks that he had gotten to make a fire pit. Well, I walked in, and I stood there for a little bit. All of a sudden, he looked up, and he goes, "Jesus Christ, you about scared the hell out of me." And I said, "Well, sorry, Craig, I didn't mean to scare you, because we just had a lot of laughs about that, and learned that we had a lot of things in common, so we started talking more and more. But when Kathy told me that he went into hospice, I stopped down to visit him and gave him words of encouragement. Well, he'll be missed.
You can hear me from here, because everybody knows I've got the loudest mouth in the court. I want to thank both Kathy and Craig for being part of our music on the Hill. And we love them, and we're still going to have Kathy as a solo. So I just want to thank you, and I'm going to miss Craig like crazy.
I knew Craig back in the day.
I think it was before he became a motorcycle poet.
Okay.
Craig and I finished each other's sentences. We had a lot of good laughs. He and I worked together in Royal Rangers for many years. And the reason why I'm wearing this jacket, this is because of Craig. He dreamed this up. Winter Survival Action Camp. We took boys and we dug snow caves in the snow on Mount Rainier. We're still doing it. And that's a legacy that Craig left behind. It's pretty neat. We go every 2 years. We go up to Paradise and we dig snow caves, and we spend 2 nights in the snow caves or igloos or tents or whatever. I'm getting too old for it. So I finally found myself somebody I could turn it over to. But I've told people this story about how Craig set this whole thing up. He dreamed this whole idea up. It's got a 20 on here. Last year was my 20th year doing this. And I give that credit to Craig for dreaming that wacky idea up of taking boys up there in the snow and digging a cave and sleeping in the snow and freezing. One of the times I remember was when I took my boys up there. I think JR went. And Craig had made this spicy shrimp dish, and it was the coldest trip we ever had and ever will. And this stuff was so spicy you couldn't eat it.
It was so gross.
It was pretty spicy. Anyway, we told the boys, just go to bed. It's too cold. I want to talk about, I gave Kathy some pictures of when Craig and I didn't have, my hair was darker, let's put it that way. We were handsome young men in those pictures. We were fit. We went to a lake I can tell you the name of it because I don't care if you go there anywhere. A place called D Lake. It's up in the Olympics. When we first heard about it, it wasn't even on the map. But we decided to pack it in and go up there, just me and him. And we got up there and set up our camp. We just enjoyed each other's company hiking in there. And we, anyway, we fished. We caught some 24-inch trout out of there. There's some big trout. There's bigger trout than that in there because we saw them. And I remember coming out of there, we were hiking down the hill and we passed these two women. Or we came on these two women, they went blasting on past us. And we thought, okay, no big deal, whatever. And then we concocted up this idea, we're gonna catch those women before we get to the bridge. So we did. And my knees are paying for it today. But I just remember we walked, blasted on past those women and humped on down the hill, and we met them right above the bridge. So we caught them before they got to the bridge. And we crossed that bridge and we showed them. I don't think we did. But anyway, those are those fond memories you have when you have a good buddy, when you have a friend. This will make the second one that I've lost. Yeah. Those little chunks out of your life where you've met somebody who's special. And Craig was special. I still have a fly rod he wrapped up for me. He was a Renaissance man. He could do all kinds of stuff that you couldn't even dream of doing. So when I dig that rod out, I'm going to be thinking of him. And hopefully I can go catch some more 24-inch trout.
Does anybody else want to say anything? I'll bring the mic to you.
Well, I don't need a mic. I got a big voice. I met him about 13 years ago. I had a metal recycling place in Hansville called North Kitsap Metal Recycling. And he came in there, he's always looking for metal and stuff. And then one day I got a job at the Port Townsend sawmill, haul a bunch of their gears and all kinds of cool stuff off. And he came in and he said, oh, I got a gate to build for somebody over in Port Townsend. So he collected a whole bunch of that metal. And he'd come in just picking up different pieces and make all kinds of cool stuff there. So I wanted to share that with you. You know, I miss him too. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Tana. Crystal, Craig's daughter, has been one of my dearest friends for so many years. But yeah, for like 20 years, or excuse me, 35 years now, I believe. So I met Craig and his first wife, Cammie, when I was 18 years old. And I, at the time, was working in a youth ministry at a church and was a part of a church community, like a Christian church community. And Craig and his wife Cammie, I think, were new Christians in their lives at, around the age of, I don't know, they were probably 35 or something. And so, as I said, I was 18 and I was teaching this Bible study class, and I heard I was going to have two pupils, new pupils, and I found out that they're my parents' age, and I was like very nervous. And this story, when I found out that Craig had passed, this instantly came to my mind, because I remember just the most kind, fun, funny, humorous, everybody's talking about Craig, just a witty person, but nothing about the treatment was treating me like a kid, as I was a kid, but just treated me as a peer, and I loved that, and that's always impressed me. And yeah, I haven't seen Craig in many years, but I just always remember that. And of course, as a young woman, we would always been friends and stuff, so just fun to think about someone's character, treating somebody friendly and warm, and not like I was inferior because I was young teaching him something. So just wanted to share that.
Anybody else?
think I've known Craig 20, maybe 25 years, and one of the fun things I remember is caller ID is a neat thing. I'd see Craig's number come up, and instead of answering it hello or this or that, I'd just yell, Craig! And he would laugh and then say, hey little brother, and pretty darn quick he'd go into whatever the purpose of his phone call was. Really appreciated his sense of humor and willingness to laugh, and his creative nature and his love for adventure. He's a good guy. I'm going to miss him. And, that's all I have.
No takers? Oh.
Yeah, I met Kid Craig a few years ago, and in his hobo things and stuff, and I met him this year. We got together, and he was struggling, so he gave me some firewood, so I had a chance to help him out a little bit, moving some of his things, and got to know him a little better, and it was really nice. So he helped me, and I was able to help him when he needed help, and so that's really all I have to say.
My name is Taryn. My partner Shane. We bought the house next door to Kathy and Craig 2 years ago, and when we moved out here, we were worried we weren't going to find anyone to be friends with in the middle of nowhere. And then we met Kathy and Craig, and both of them are wonderful people. And very quickly, it went from just being neighbors to running errands for each other and doing chores for each other and making dinner for each other. And I mean, I watered the garden for them and they watered the garden for me. You know, we did everything for each other. And one of the last times we talked to Craig, he said that he felt like he found a niece and nephew in us, and he would never have expected that. And I miss him a lot. I only had 2 years, a lot less than most of you, but it was a really great 2 years.
My name is Terry. I had the blessing of getting to meet Kathy and Craig in a very short time, very, very short time, but the times we were together were very special. And I just wanted to allude to some of the comments made today, and in particular, Crystal, your friend's name, I didn't catch it. Tana, you did a good job, because as Craig was fading quickly, and just a couple of weeks before he passed, I had a chance to have a very deep conversation with him. And he said he did know the Lord Jesus Christ, and he did accept him as his Savior. So I have every confidence that for those of us who choose to, we will see Craig again in heaven, and God bless his soul. Thank you, Kathy.
Going once? Going twice? I guess we're going to the open mic.
No, not yet.
Oh, not yet.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. There's more.
So I want to do, are you set up for the second poem?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I wanted to play his most very favorite poem.
I was set up.
And the plan was for both of us to do this poem. He wrote it as a song, and he was singing it before I met him. And then when we got together, I put a guitar behind it, and we sang the chorus together. And the plan was to put it on both his CD and our Angel and Outlaw CD. We didn't get that far, unfortunately, but he did do it as a solo on his poetry CD. So that's what we're going to play. Okay? It's Riding with an Angel.
This is the note.
One day a man was born along the highway, a tiny helpless thing.
Okay, just a second. Please bear with me.
We did not rehearse this. So, I accosted Mick this morning and said, here's the program and here are the changes. So it's the last one on that CD.
So I shared some poetry at an open mic one evening, and the host came over and sat at my table after my set, and he said, "Dude, you're writing songs. You just need some music behind your words." And I understood that. He encouraged me the next time I was inspired to think verse, verse, chorus instead of just thinking one long poem. And in the 20 miles home, I wrote a poem called "Riding with an Angel." And it's about my mom specifically, but all moms in general. Called my mom the other day, said I'm riding the Harley down to visit you in that dried up wind-blown Oklahoma town. She wondered, "Hon, why don't you fly? You'll get here in a hurry." I told her, "I'll be flying just real low. Now, Mama, don't you worry." Ah, but worrying, that's what mamas do, that and praying hard. Washing the windshield on the bike out there in the yard, I felt a little foolish. Could have swore I heard a voice. "I'll be riding with you, boy, and you ain't got no choice." Talked to Mama. She said, "Son, I'll say a prayer for you. You don't have to thank me. That's just something mamas do. I'll ask the Lord to keep you safe and make your life so rich. I'll ask him if he's got an angel. Don't mind riding, bitch." The miles ahead seemed endless in the evening's faded light. About halfway to nowhere, that voice said, "Hey, stop for the night." Took a curve a little fast, felt the rear tire skidding. That voice said, "This is bullshit, pull it over, I ain't kidding." Filled the tank and grabbed a bite and realized it's 1/2 late. Tossed and turned in a wore-out bed at a wore-out Super 8. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-raloo. Could have swore I heard that voice sing an Irish lullaby. Talked to Mom. She said, "Son, I'll say a prayer for you. You don't have to thank me. That's just something mamas do. I'll ask the Lord to keep you safe and make your life so rich. I'll ask him if he's got an angel. Don't mind riding, bitch." I rode through hail and sun and dust and rain. Close calls, well, I had a few. But in every situation, seems like I knew just what to do. Watch out for that Beamer. There's a pothole in this lane. You better back it off a notch. There's a trooper in the plane. Rolled on up to Mama's house. She greeted me with a grin. She said, "Hon, you must be hungry. Now tell your friend to come on in." And I said, "Mom, I rode down here alone. There ain't no one out there." That voice said, "Boy, you ain't alone, 'cause your mama said a prayer." Talked to Mama. She said, "Son, I'll say a prayer for you. You don't have to thank me. That's just something mamas do. I'll ask the Lord to keep you safe and make your life so rich. I'll ask him if he's got an angel. Don't mind riding, bitch." Well, now Mama went to heaven right after I rode down to visit her in that dried up wind-blown Oklahoma town. That voice said, "Boy, your mama took charge as soon as she ascended. She called a meeting, a celestial assembly, and made sure every angel attended. She matched up an angel with every biker mom's request. She said, there'll be no hesitation now, y'all just do your best. The guidelines are quite simple. You get your ass down there every time a biker's mother says a biker mother's prayer. So brothers and sisters, when you ride, just one thing you should know. You ain't riding alone, 'cause my mama's up there telling angels where to go." Yeah, I talked to Mama and she said, "Son, I'll say a prayer for you."
Okay, I'm going to do one more song. And then there was a sign-up sheet for the open mic. I guess Nick has it. Okay.
Has everyone signed up that's gonna play?
So, and then with the open mic, of course, there'll be a potluck, and you may move your chairs however you want to move them. There's tables there, there's food back there, there's bathrooms up there. I think you're all good. Look across the valley to the other side of sorrow as the sunlight lingers dancing across the sparkling rails. Listen for the echo veil, the peal of long-lost laughter, and remember all the joy we lived among these hallowed hills. May this prayer tide you over till the sun shines through. Let this melody be written in your ear. May you tire enough, cry enough, have to say goodbye enough to learn to see the beauty through the fear. Look outside your window to the other side of heartache. You wonder where they rush to, all those people passing by, living every shade of gray with each his own to shoulder. Part of you knows deep inside there's no use asking why. May this prayer tide you over till the sun shines through. Let this melody be written in your ear. May you cry enough, die enough, have to say goodbye enough to learn to see the beauty through the fear. In the moment that you find yourself among the broken pieces, and every new step forward is a mark upon the sand, and all that was will fade away, and what's to come uncertain. The only certain thing is that you'll finally understand. May this prayer tide you over till the sun shines through. Let this melody be written in your ear. May you cry enough, die enough, have to say goodbye enough to learn to see the beauty through the fear. May you cry enough, die enough, have to say goodbye enough to learn to see the beauty through your tears. Thank you all for coming, and we can start singing and eating.
Okay, first up is Diana Worth.